Today we're going to look at how you can change the material using SketchUp for Schools. One of the biggest things about changing your material is just its general appearance when selecting some of the preset materials that are loaded into SketchUp for Schools. Now, some of the easier things to do is to just add a very basic color, and we can do that by simply triple clicking on our shape and selecting the paint bucket on your palette on the left-hand side. Once you select your paint bucket, you have several different options that you can select from. We also have the option to go ahead and select the Browse tab. When we get into the Browse tab, you're going to see that now you have several different materials that we can select. Now your color palette is pretty basic. It's your general colors, and by selecting those colors and clicking on your shape, it'll give you that basic color. And everything looks great when doing that. It's when we get into some of these other materials that the shapes kind of tend to look a little bit different than what we expect. So to demonstrate that, we're going to take a look at adding some different type of material. And a good one to always practice with is just using the different types of wood that are actually preset. Now, what we have to keep in mind is that all of these are images that you see on the right-hand side, and those images are preset to a specific size. So if we do have a smaller shape, those images are going to look a little off. So we're going to go ahead and triple click on our shape, and we can select one of these colors. So we're going to go ahead and just select a general wood pattern here, and we can paint that and select off of that, and you're going to see that that really looks nothing like the image. And what we're really seeing is just a small piece of that image, and that's why our shape is kind of that beige or tan color that you see. In order to change that, what we can do is then go back to our Home tab, and you're going to see that that material has now been selected and has been added to our material list. If we select that material again, we now have the option to go ahead and edit that material. When we edit that material, what we're going to go ahead and notice is that the width is actually a 10-foot by 4-foot image. Now, our part here that we're using is roughly 2¼ inches by 2¼ inches. So we're only seeing a small bit of that image that's actually being demonstrated here. What we can do is simply change the width to reflect more of the size of our actual shape that we've created here. So I'm going to change that 10 foot, and we're going to change that to 1 inch. And when we click off of that, we're going to notice that the pattern starts to change. Now you can adjust this based on your shape, and if we wanted to, we can go down even more to 1/4 inch, and you're going to see we'll get a little bit more detailed. It's just a matter of finding out what you really like. So if we go ahead and change that to 5 inches, you're going to see that's a pretty decent shape. I kind of like that 1 inch, but let's try 2½ inches. And you can kind of see that now you're starting to get that wood grain like it's demonstrated in the image. And you can do this with any of your materials. So we're going to go ahead and select done. And we'll try it one more time with a different material here. Another good one to kind of look at using is window coverings is always a good one too, because it's got some really nice lines that you can use. Stone, metal is another one that a lot of people like to use. So we can take a look at that metal pattern. And again, just triple click on the shape, select your material. And as you can see, we're really kind of not seeing a whole lot there. But when we go back to our Home tab, we'll select the material and edit, and we're going to notice that this is preset to 6 inches. So let's go ahead and try 1 inch, and you can see now that your material and the size of that image reflects more of the size of your shape. So a quick, easy way to go ahead and change your material library to get those materials to reflect the image that you want.